From the automotive capital of the world, we get a look at a venue that pays homage to that industry. Welcome to Ford Field here in Detroit, Michigan. Coming up, a contest that looks real good on paper between the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions. Just as we do every Thanksgiving Day, the kick is off, and here we go from Detroit. On the return, here comes N4W. Field flipping effort there as he's brought down on the opposite side of the 50.
What a return to get this game started. What a beginning. But where is the coverage team? And now you got to wonder, how's this going to change the way you script this opening drive?
Let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Play action now with Allen. Buying some time left. This is pulled in by Nicole Harmon. And he hits that enemy 25-yard line before he is sent out. Get 22 out of that play. And the Bills have a 1st down.
The 25-yard line.
First tone of the game for James Cook. Give him 5 on that play as he gets him inside the red zone. Offensive line fast.
It's a pickup of 6.
Ready from the gun, it's Allen. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
That's good.
They'll come up on 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
When you rush a passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Working from the gun, it's Allen. Oh, he's got it, it's in close. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st. Offense up to the line fast.
And it's 3rd down.
Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And ooh, this one does not have a chance. They were ready for that one, and the effort brings up 4th down.
Like the final battle scene from a movie, came 2 sides charging each other, and they beat right at that line. And they didn't have to drive him backward, All they had to do was hold the line to go win that battle.
And they apparently don't want a field goal to start this game. They want 6. They're going for it. They'll go. Allen. Intercepted in the end zone. And the Lions have an early opportunity after the interception on the game's 1st series.
Result of the play is a turnover on downs.
The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Point to the air. It's Jones. Has a man downfield. It's Laporta. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
Big shot to begin the drive has him up beyond the 40. Jones on 1st down. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
2nd down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. From the shotgun, it's Jones. Short pass brought in. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
That's good.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
To throw again, it's Jones. That's complete to St. Brown outright. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for the receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Now movement as somebody goes early. And for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials. One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. So the false start backs him up. This is 2nd down and 9.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 19 Lion. Panther 11, Panther 11.
Jones going to throw again. Another one caught by St. Brown. And they stop him. He's marked down on that 18-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that is good for Detroit, first down. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop one.
First down on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. He picks up 5 on that first down run, brings up 2nd down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Here's Jones. He completes it in traffic. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first point to this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now. Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection.
And he runs it across, touchdown! The Lions have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Najee Harris, the touchdown. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yep, certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure of what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
That kick a whole lot easier after that penalty, right? And he sends it through.
Lions 7, Bills nothing.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Wangu now to return. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
All right, Bills to the line now. 1st and 10. Throwing now on 1st down, Allen. He's got this complete to James Cook. And he'll get this up to the 33-yard line. Tackled by Jack Campbell.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line.
Now Allen off the play action. Looking at his fullback now. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. That's good for a Buffalo first.
6-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. Completed to his running back. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. So goes to the hurry up here.
That's another Bills 1st down It's a gain of 17 yards.
Now the shotgun give to Cook. Ooh, and he is correct at the tail end of that play. Good hit, but showing up for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the first down. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
First down throw for Allen. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talked about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Second down. Here's Allen again. Escapes the pocket. And he's going to work it to the 20. Terrion Arnold in on the stop.
I don't mind that scramble at all, Kate. It makes that defense think this guy's not just going to sit in the pocket all day. I'll say this as well, like I do all the time. When you're going to scramble as quarterback, make sure you protect yourself.
Lions in the nickel. This is third down.
319.
Here he goes, third and long. Throw right side, and Shakir has it. And they pick it up, still got a chance at a touchdown. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a first and goal.
Recovered by the offense.
Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Chance here for one final play before the end of our quarter.
Round 80. What's that?
Cook trying this one up the gut. That right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on first and goal. We're 1 quarter closer to some turkey as we reach the end of one on Thanksgiving. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Ford Field right after this. About to begin the second here. The Bills definitely thinking points. Receiver in motion, going left. He gets it again. And his defense standing tall. They keep him out of the end zone. It's a small dent, 3 yards. Still needs 7 now here on third and goal.
This may be one of the only spots in goal-to-goal situations I wouldn't even consider a run. Now, as a quarterback, you better be aware of those eyes defensively because they're going to be all over you in the passing game.
Third and goal for Allen. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills start to fight back with their first points of this game. Len McConkey with a touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on football fields. Like you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
That one splits the uprights. And the Bills tie this game 7-7. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Lions take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
All right, Lions just about ready. First and 10. Opening carry for Devon Achane. Powering his way forward a bit, give him about 6 there to begin this drive.
He
cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play with whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
This is Gibbs on second down. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
There's A-Chain up the middle. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
It's 2nd and 8.
Second down carry for A-Chain. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable third down. But instead, they move the chains. And that is one disheartening look on that defense.
On first down, it's Gibbs. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. That was B.J. Ojulari on the stop.
And we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Throwing the out route complete. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
And those are the completions they rely on in their passing game.
First down. First and 10 at the 39.
Fresh set of downs now from the 39. Coming right is Gibbs. And they shut him down on this one. They get him behind the line, and that should push him out of field goal range.
On the stop. Taken down back at the 42.
Jones connects on the crosser. And the defense gets the stop to deny that first down. It's still a very good game. They picked up 12, third and short.
12 yards on the play. Leads to third down and 1.
Tiger, 19 Tiger. 18 Raptor, 18 Pioneer. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, Dragon 60.
Looking to throw on third and 1. Pushes it towards his running back, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Brings up fourth down.
Incomplete.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
Offense staying out there on fourth. They say no to a 47-yard field goal.
Ready? 70 Rangers, 70 Lions. Street. Motion. Buffalo 18.
They'll throw for it. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
As a quarterback, you just know in that situation when you go for it on fourth down, it may mean sometimes throwing into double coverage. But if you're going to go for it, at least give your guy a shot to make a play. And against really long odds, he came up with a big-time catch.
He will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with first and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says two things in every production meeting. Number one, well, we got to stop the run. And number two, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
Jones running sneak. And he gets it on a sneak. Touchdown! The Lions take a second quarter lead.
And I think two things were in play here. Not just the brute force to get it done on the QB sneak, but also the element of surprise to run it on first down. Job well done.
Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Lions break that tie and now lead by 7. 6 has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. So 2 minutes still to play in this first half, partner. Stick around, some more from Ford Field on its way. Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Allen. That's him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down and missing right at the 39-yard line. Bills moving quickly now. They're in the hurry up.
And it's 3rd down.
Allen on 3rd down. This one's in range, but it gets knocked away. Couldn't connect, and that brings up 4th down.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
They will go. It's Allen. That one's good to McConkey. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. They stun this defense. They pick up 14 on 4th, and they pick up the 1st down, too.
First down. A gain of 14. And the Bills' 1st down.
To the air again, Allen. He finds space, middle of the field. Touchdown, Buffalo!
Allen's pass.
The Bills earn the chance to tie before halftime. Dalton Kincaid with the touchdown. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
Daniel Carlson set to kick
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Coming off that carry, I go right back to him. Not a hotter hand on the field right now. Get that man the rock.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Short pass brought in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
There's no routes on the old proverbial rock tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Handoff to Gibbs from the gun. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. Detroit calls timeout. It's 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Into a crowd, and intercepted. Picked up by the Kobe team. And the Bills make the defensive stand and come that right there, that is rising to the occasion in the red zone, partner. Could have saved 3 points there, maybe twice that with that interception.
You know, these defenders, they're willing to bend and bend. These offenses are so good in this league, and they know how critical the red zone is. And when you get an interception like that, you just break. You break the will of that offense and the confidence, and those are big time. You're right. Put some points on the board for that defense with that effort.
Allen now on first down. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And this gets them well away from danger as he is up past their 20. All right, whistles. They've got a timeout. 7 seconds to go in this half.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
All set now. 1st and 10. Back to throw it. He takes a pop, and the ball comes out. And the Lions have recovered it.
You know, we could go down on that field and ask any player about the first lessons they learned in the game of football. And almost every one of them kids going to say the same thing. Ball security. I bet he could even hear his old high school coach's voice in his ears right now, telling him next time, you got to hang on to it better.
So Buffalo's going to call it second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal try. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. The distance, but headed well left. No good. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half. All tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Forces one through double coverage. Oh, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Hancock. Well, Brock, it was an absolute battle in the first half as they played to a tie, heading into the locker rooms. And already we have the first big play of half number 2 with that INT.
Yeah, not just the first big play, but maybe the first separating play here, Kate. There's always a moment in the second half, especially where one of these teams makes the play, right? That one that we're going to circle and look back to as the defining play of the half. We may just have witnessed it right there.
Now a give to Cook, running left. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on second down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Lasers this one deep down the middle. Really pushing the envelope on second down, but the deep shot doesn't work. No Well, he already has himself one interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, can sprinkle into your passing game. Because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes two, two becomes three, and on and on.
3rd and long for him here. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Throwing now on first down, Allen. This has been a trend, yet another interception. And the Lions get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
You know what, with yet another interception, you know what it might be time to do, Kate? Just run the football. Run it.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Go.
Jones setting up the play action. Cut for big yards on the right side. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive.
Those front office personnel people love to pair speedy wide receivers and ask their coaches to do just that. Put some play action in there. Let him go run. Because with his speed, that route is a winner, chicken dinner.
That one right down the middle. And the Lions break that tie and now lead by 7. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Hits him on the out route. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm. But these outcuts are just so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. McConkey's got it again. And he goes out, just needs one more step there to reach midfield. 6-yard gain on the play. And the Bills have a first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Tight end going in motion here. First down throw for Allen. Completed to his running back. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
That's another Bills first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Allen gonna throw again. Downfield, and he has McConkey. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's good for a Buffalo first.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Buffalo.
Now give left side. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. Casual fan, the casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, his defensive front did too.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Running right side by Kincaid. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills can tie it up after hitting pay dirt in the third. Dalton Kincaid with a touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Carlson to tack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bills tie this game at 21. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. First and 10.
19 Tiger. 60.
Pistol now for Jones. Looking slant round complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2 at the 43-yard line.
Here's Achane from the pistol. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Third and 2. Jones. Downfield is fine. Safe round. It takes it down to the 33. 25 on that play. And the Lions have a first down.
Lions, first down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Working from the gun. Here's Jones. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Bronk. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
Second and 10 now. Jones. Connects on the crosser. He gets this down to the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that is good for a Detroit first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Offense getting set. Here's first and 10. Gibbs now from the gun. Has room into the secondary. And he'll get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions take a third-quarter lead. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Bates now for the point after. So before we get an attempt, there's contact up front. Will it make this field goal easier or harder? All right, so with the penalty, a chance to go for 2 from the 1, or they could elect to try a shorter kick.
For the point after.
Even after the penalty, they'll just move it up and kick the PAT from the 10. And the extra point is no good. So potentially a key talent kept off the scoreboard, Ron. To see how and if this comes into play later in the second half. So after the missed extra point, he's still out there, and he's going to put it back in play. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball over to 35 to begin this drive. All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up first and 10. Play action now, Allen. And the first play of the series is going to be an incomplete pass intended for his running back there. And brings up second down.
I know that you and I love, Kate, looking at plays, discussing them, and all the different outlets and checkdowns, and usually there's a completion to be had. Not against this defense. Not on that one.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Has him on the quick hitter. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. Working quickly here.
That's good for a Bills first down. A gain of 11 on the play. And the Bills first down.
First and 10. Here's Allen. Hits his running back. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
To throw again, it's Allen. Short pass brought in. There goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
On first down, Allen. Fits it through the middle. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills get this time before the end of the third.
There's a good chance he wasn't even looking when that ball was released, but the crowd, well, the crowd let him know exactly what was going on. He could feel the swell of excitement. Whenever they take a deep shot, it's only going to get louder now as they were able to connect.
Carlson's extra point is good. And they'll take the lead. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. And he takes it in the end zone for a touchback. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. First and 10. Here's Jones. Oh no, they get him yet again. Maxwell Hairston picks it off. Will take over just outside the red zone as he goes out of bounds.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
Allen now on first down. That's Kincaid with a catch out left. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass, gets you some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Just one quarter standing between these teams and Turkey in this Thanksgiving contest. It's Bills ball. We'll see if they can hang on to this lead till the end. All set up for an insurance score here. It's first and goal. Motioning the tight end left. They'll try the right side with Cook. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Bills parlay the interception into points. It's a James Cook touchdown. Nice execution to get that counter to the end zone. Maybe not the play we expected, Brock, but the play that they needed right there.
I love a well-executed counter. I really do. It's like a good boxer, Kate. You set him up with a feint one way, and then you hit him with the knockout the other. Keep them from answering the bell, stopping you from reaching that end zone.
That one splits the uprights. And the Bills grow their lead to 8. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. So we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Drive begins with Gibbs. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
You want to see the term read and react to the little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
At the 35-yard line.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Jones. It's Gibbs out of the backfield. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Give him 13 on that play. And the Lions have a 1st down.
And I can promise you, you go back and look at the most efficient offenses in the NFL over the last couple decades, one thing will resonate. You've got to be able to attack the middle of the field. It's great to do it with receivers. It's awesome with tight ends. But when you get that influence from your running backs, you become a dangerous offense to stop.
Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road, and what looked like a very plain play.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Jones. Got the body on the line for his team. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the 1st.
That is all-out effort, Kate, to make the catch. Putting his body on the line, diving for the ball. He earned that reception, and some more targets are clearly coming his way in the future.
The Bills are going to go ahead and call their 1st time out. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. From the pistol, it's Gibbs. And this drives him back out of field goal range, Brock, as he's stopped for loss of yardage. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 42-yard line.
Working now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. Back to throw it. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Bryant getting it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. He connects downfield. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions down by only 2 in the fourth.
Every touchdown's got its own story, but for me, Kate, that one's all about courage. Courage of that receiver to run all the way across the field. Courage of the quarterback to know it's going to take a little extra time. That courage paid dividends for 6.
So Jones and his offense ready to go for 2.
The Lions will set up for the 2-point conversion.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And they draw just the right throw, and it ties this game for them. Well, he just caught them the touchdown, Brock. Defense obviously aware of him as they line up for 2. How did they lose him? How did they get it right back to him for the conversion?
Because he's that good. In moments like this, Kate, it's not even about the play, it's about the player. And when you got a player of this caliber, you find every way to get it to him. And just because he scored the touchdown doesn't mean you don't go right back to that well. I love it.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. And this is taken in the end zone, but not returned, so they'll bring this out to the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. Allen on the play action. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. He's off to the races. And he has the Buffalo touchdown. The Bills take a 4th quarter lead. It's a James Cook touchdown.
And that right there is why you continue to feed a running back. Definitely the most we've seen him do with any touch this game, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Carlson now to add one more. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bills break that tie and now lead by 7. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
I've been gone for a little too long. I've been waiting on a drummer to kick off a comeback song.
All right, Lions just about ready. 1st and 10. Chan to the right. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you can put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Now Jones. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Looking for Sam Laporte with that one. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. He'll throw it. A crucial mistake late. It's intercepted. That's Cole Bishop. And the Bills are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
4 picks, 1 game. Yeah, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
The Buffalo offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Small gain there, maybe 3 if he's lucky to begin this drive. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. We reach the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Bills feeling lucky with a 7-point lead. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Back-to-back carries here. He's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal. Upping the pace here as the clock continues to run.
First down.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Bills go up by 2 scores. 13 points in the 4th. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Carlson good on the extra point. And the Bills double their lead to 14.
Lions 35. Daniel
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. Big shot at the end of that run back as he gets it just past the 20.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Bills take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
We've set it down from the 37.
56, 56. 5 wide. Hey, tight. Out. Stop.
Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. He's throwing it deep to the left. It's complete. Oh, my. They left him wide open downfield.
Touchdown, Buffalo.
We've seen him do a lot more to reach the end zone on a catch, Brock. That one was kind of fed right to him.
Yeah, they say the running backs have a nose for the end zone. You know who else does? Every skill guy out there, because they want to put a touchdown on the board.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills stretch their lead to 21.
Lions 35. Daniel
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs. This drive's going to start out with a gain of 5 before they bring him down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Play fake, Jones. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The sack forces a now tougher 3rd down.
Big yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Third and long. They're going to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that brings up 4th and long.
You never, ever, as an offense, like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on 3rd down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
Come on. Set. 19 tight. 19 tight. 19 Lion.
Desperation time here. Has a man downfield. It's Laporta. He's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that first down play.
First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
1st and 10 now. Here's Jones. Bails out of the pocket quick. Complete out to the right. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Pass is caught at the 9. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. Point after up and good for Bates. And the Lions get it back to a 14-point game.
Lions 42.
So even after the score, they're still down 2 possessions. Time not exactly on their side as they try this onside kick. And the Bills are going to recover the football, and that should lock up this win. Even with that kick, there wasn't much chance of pulling off the comeback, and now that they failed to recover, partner, I'd say this one officially over and done with.
They went out taking every chance they could, right? Swinging as much as possible, but you just can't have this big a deficit this late in the game. Pete Carroll likes to say, can you win a game in the first quarter, the second quarter, third quarter? Nope. You win it when it matters in this league, and that's finishing in the 4th.
Alert!
We're going to pass it here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Detroit calls timeout. It's 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now.
You're just not going to win many games in this league when you can't generate a pass rush until the 4th quarter. You needed to feel the impact from this defense earlier and more often in this game. The lack thereof was a big part of what put them playing from behind in the final stanza of this one.
Extra man in the secondary for the Lions on this 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. Right side, cut by Davis. And he's officially in the enemy territory.